I completely see why he had a hard time figuring out the category for this. This is the one about the Deepwater Horizon blowout. And wow, how quickly did you write this?
Well, this is just the beginning, remember?
It is. Oh, that's true. I tend to assume there's a whole book beyond this. I'm optimistic.
I had a beginning of a book for about 4 years before I had an end, so it's very true.
Seriously, you didn't have an end for The Girlfriend Who Fell on the Sky?
Oh my, no, I mean, I started it in 1998, and I didn't finish a first draft until 2004, but I had some really good pages for a good 4 years before I could figure out how to move forward.
Did the character just not tell you where they wanted to go?
Yeah, I just didn't know. In those first drafts, I was trying to write the character Rachel all the way through, and it was all present tense.
Oh.
Couldn't have worked at all, could it? As you can tell, that would have
I prefer
worked.
it the way it is now.
Exactly, it makes much more sense that way. And so I realized as I spent more time with that character was unreliable, and we needed different perspectives, and so all those other voices came in pretty organically. But unfortunately, it took a long time.
We'll be talking about this more, but that's so interesting. I love this first line. Jessica Fairman's world exploded. And from that first line, I'd say, oh, this is a film.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at the synopsis, which is very analytical and obviously very smart. And I think if I were Millicent, the agency screener, I would say, why isn't this a nonfiction book?
When I read it, I felt like it read like a screenplay.
Oh, I'd love to see it was a screenplay.
Yeah, I think it...
Why?
It's very big action-oriented.
That's true. Well,
I mean, this is, of course, that moment, if that's what it was. Big action, big disaster. There isn't a lot of internal...
That's true.
...to what's happening to Jessica. It's outside, explosion, scream, grab the life vest, but there isn't any kind of insight into her own panic, her fear, her wishes, her...
Yes, which
is what you would do in a screenplay, and then you do the close-up to see, she's thinking about her daughter at home.
She'd fondle her necklace and like, oh, open it. Okay, I'm not going to see this baby again. Yeah, exactly.
That's not to say that those things should be in here at all. But it was something I did notice about this first page.
I have to say I agree with you. That it's a fine line with this big an action. I mean, it's hard to imagine an action scene that's more immediate than this, or where more is going on. The pace is just blasting, and I like that. But
I think if you're doing, and now it's not categorized as literary fiction, I guess. If you are writing literary fiction, I think you get to slow down the action by going away from it also, even in the first page, to give us a better sense of the person who is experiencing this big disaster.
And it would make it more mainstream if you just want to do it as mainstream fiction, to show us the environment a little more and show her a little more. This is very much thriller pacing.